be looking side to side like we're in a car.
What happened?
We're gonna be like fucking. I don't know whether to be looking at you or the camera.
Bro, we gonna get this shit. We're dead ass just gonna have a conversation, bro. That's it. Fuck it. However it turns out, and just run with it. Oh, playing footsies or what?
Feels like it.
Ready?
Fuck it.
Fuck it. What's up, guys? Out here making another video. So I did mention to you guys that I was wanting to do a like a Q&A, you know what I'm saying? Just of local people. There's a few people that I have reached out to, and I want to make sure I have consistently content coming into the channel. And I know some of you guys watch the channel, some of you guys don't. It doesn't matter. Hey, just hit a thumbs up, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, the first person I'm going to interview / Q&A on this stuff, on this channel, it is Señor Royce, a.k.a. Canelo.
Okay.
All right, introduce yourself, bro. I already said your first name, but go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm Royce, and this is my 06 STI. Yeah, I mean,
Let them know what you got.
fuck.
Well, hold on. Better yet, I'm going to ask you a question, and then we'll just go from there.
All right.
All right, Royce. First and foremost, what year's is STI?
It's 2006.
When did you acquire it?
Back in early 2019, I believe,
So during COVID?
during COVID.
There you go. So when you got it, how did you get it?
It was a struggle. Fucking had to sell a couple things and whatnot, but ended up managing to be able to knock it down and got the car from the guy that wanted to sell it. And fucking, I've had it since then.
Bro, was it a local buy, or you had to go out of state or out of town?
Yeah,
or?
it was a local buy. It was from Tri-Cities. The kid that owned it was a college kid from back in Michigan. So yeah, I mean, I bought it late at night. Didn't really get a chance to look underneath the car. There was some rust and stuff underneath of it, but that was just one of the main things that I took care of along the way of owning the car.
So roughly about what year did you start getting your feet wet and modifying it?
Probably that first week.
Goddamn. What was your first fucking mod, bro?
The first mod with this car, it was all stock. I think it was the access port and the intake for the Cobb intake.
Typical Subi shit.
Typical shit, yeah.
That's fucking hilarious. Bro, so since I came in the picture, there's been stages of the car.
Yeah.
Where like, and I've been in every fucking stage with you in this build of yours. So tell me, what was your initial plan with the car to where it led up to where it's at right now? Like, what options did you do, like turbo parts, stuff like that? And then when did I come in the picture when this was going down?
Yeah, so the first stage of the car went to just the IAG stage 2 block, and I had my heads resurfaced, and basically I think it was BC 272 cams and just simple stuff. And I had bought in a Blausch, was it 2.0 or 2.5?
XT, right? Or some shit like that?
XT, something like, yeah, some shit. I had plans with that turbo. It was like, was it 1200 cc injectors or something? It was just a, like,
what you call bolt-ons.
Basically spending more money than what you should for stupid low power. And that's when this fool came along. And
tell them how did I come in the picture, bro.
So I seen this fool at the track one day, and I was sitting there at the stands, and I had watched this fool get ready to make a pass in his STI, and he had broken axle, and he got
down.
They got the car backed up for him, and he was sitting there for a while, and I didn't know him at the time, so I was half tempted to go over there and see if he needed a hand with anything, but
Motherfucker.
I kind of was like, "Fuck, man, I think he's got it." So I'm like,
Oh, I did got it. I ended up getting it towed back home.
so after that, I seen him in Sunnyside, and I seen him cruising around. So I seen that he was local, and I think I reached out to you on Facebook or some shit.
Yep.
I
Messenger.
reached out and was talking to him about the car and
Do you remember what you hit me up for?
advice or something. To be honest, I don't remember.
I remember. I was working on my STI in my garage, and you messaged me, and you asked me, "Hey, bro, is this a good idea to use this light flywheel?
Oh yeah, the grim speed,
the crank pulley."
yeah.
And what did I tell you?
You're like, no, I want to use that.
I told him, get rid of that shit. Buy an OEM one. So, yep, that's where the story started.
Yeah,
and I came in the picture.
After that picture, the setup changed quite a bit.
I fucked his world up.
same block, same head combination, just turbo kit, AOS,
Injectors,
intercooler, injectors,
fuel system.
Yeah, and a bigger fuel system, fuel lines, and that was about it. And then
what'd you end up getting when you ended up meeting me, and then we started hanging out, and I started helping? What turbo instead of the Blausch? What did you end up getting?
So I end up with the turbo kit that I ended up going with instead of the Blausch was the Precision 6266 dual ball bearing kit, V-band on everything. Out. Yeah.
It was an ETS kit, right?
Yeah,
the kit that they offer.
Yeah, so it's an off-the-shelf kit you can buy, and I mean it was a good turbo kit for the car. The car did good. It performed good on 20 pounds. It made 500. So I mean, it was decent power. Just
so what ended up happening, bro? when you got the car back and we went on a little drive.
So
explain it. Tell them.
Yeah. After,
mind you, this before he goes any further, we worked on his car. We did everything, but I think after this whole time, we kind of nailed it down where we fucked up. I think we fucking nailed it down. But let him explain, and then I'll throw in my input.
So, went for a drive. There was the break-in period on the motor, so we did knock out the 3,500 miles on the car. So, mind you, there was already 3,500 miles on the car before it got tuned. Got tuned, brought it home, decided to go for a drive, cruising around. He was in front of me, 2 hatches behind us,
mobbing it 4D.
So we kind of decided to fuck around. This fool made a hit in front of me. I decided to chase my, what was it shit called? Coolant mod?
Yeah, the four cylinder coolant mod.
Don't use that shit. I mean, if you're stock and you ain't got much power, I mean, whatever. It is what it is, but that shit's just, it fucked the whole build up. Besides that, I want to say the injectors caused the whole problem because I had shut the car off as soon as I seen coolant go down the road. The coolant mod hose.
The coolant mod hose bursted.
Literally just came right off. Yes, there was a clamp. The clamp that was provided, and it was tight.
Yep.
It was all done good. It was just it had came off, started spitting coolant all over the place. I shut the car off, pulled off to the side. Went back and got the trailer, picked it up, took it back to the shop, figured out what the problem was. But we led more into was some like starting problems, running issues. So after everything was all done and said, I had sent the injectors out, and come to find out they were all each injector was pissed off. There was nothing accurate
whatsoever.
I'm pretty sure when I or we whoever, me mostly because it's my car, put the fuel line hoses on the car, I don't think I had cleaned them out very good, so it must have had gotten through and plugged up on basically all the injectors. So that motor went to shit.
So what he's trying to say is, when we're doing the fuel lines technically when you use PTFE or the rubber AN lines at at the time, that's what you're running, right? The rubber ones, the cheap gasoline the AN fitting ones. We're running those, and we're so excited that we completely bypassed that shit because we just wanted to start this bitch.
It was a long journey of a lot of shit that happened, so it was one of those things that
it was the last stuff, last of it. Because I'm gonna backtrack a little bit, bro. So when I came in the picture, he hit me up. Him and his uncle were working on the car, and they were going to town on it, like literally from the belly of the car, removing rust, recoating everything. Straight up, everything was OEM parts. It wasn't like me that I'm like, fuck it, I'm getting eBay stuff or Amazon. No, he was very particular, and that's why I was like, damn, this fucking guy's crazy. But he did everything particular and per the manual. Like he was saying about his head and his short block, he put that all together. Like he took the time and put everything together with just reading the manual, which obviously that's the best way to do it, right? It's OEM specifications.
Also, with the having to hurry up, we wanted to hear it type of shit. I was in a hurry. I didn't order the right cam gear seals, and your boy fucked up. When I went to take the car to get tuned, it was like a laughing joke because oil was just spilling out because wrong gasket. Don't hurry shit. Take the time. It's a fucking headache at the end of the day.
Yeah, and do your research ultimately, right, bro? I mean,
yeah,
it was a learning curve for you and for me as well, but it was technically your first learning curve on this platform because originally what you come fucking with when you're like in high school and shit, what were you messing around with?
Mainly the Dodge Neons, SRT4s. They were mainly the thing that I was messing around with back then before I even hopped into the Subi platform.
That's crazy, bro. Like, it's just like myself. Started in Honda, went to Subi, now I'm still in Honda, and yourself. You had your STI at one point this year. You had two SRT4s. So one was a base. The other one was that you currently still own is an ACR. Hey, if you want to buy it, it's going to be up for sale. Sunset orange, right?
Yeah, so it's sunburst orange.
Oh,
sunburst orange. Yeah, same shit, same color.
So with that car, is it any special thing about it?
Yeah, so with that one, I mean, it being an ACR model, it has its own features that the SRT4s normally don't come with. So like this one that I have, being the sunburst orange, it's out of 29 of them in 05, there was only 29 ever made, and I have one of them. And throughout the models, they have different numbers, and like the white ones, they have different numbers for those, but it's just one of those things. Back then, I've always wanted an ACR, but they were $22,000, which for a Dodge Neon, that's stupid.
And you're still in high school.
Yeah.
Granted.
So, I mean, no job, going to high school, $20,000, good luck.
Yep. No job. Yep.
So now having the chance to actually get one of those for the deal I got it on, I couldn't pass it up.
That was supposed to be mine, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's true.
It was supposed to be mine.
True. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually had sent the picture to this fool, and I was like, hey, you should buy this one, because I had bought the
yellow
my 03 solar yellow I had back in high school. I bought it back, and wasn't really wanting to buy another one. And he had the same guy that I bought the yellow one from sent me a message about the orange one, the ACR. I sent it straight to him, and I told him about it.
And the reason why he sent it to me is because I mentioned to him that the wifey always wanted a Dodge Neon. And I told him if the opportunity came, I would buy one. Lo and behold, a week later? Not even a week? I think it was a week, huh?
Like 4 to 5 days,
Yeah. I get a message from this guy. Guess what, bro? And I was like, no fucking way. But then I understand, because if he has the opportunity to get it, because obviously they offered it to him, I wasn't gonna get my heart broken or hurt feelings over that shit. By all means, get it. So guess what? He fucking got it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's still always there for date night if you ever need to take it, dude. Fuck it.
So, hey, babe, we're gonna drive my friend's car to date night. Oh shit!
Fuck it.
So
it's got AC and everything.
You always have to throw that shit in there, bro. The only car that has fucking AC that I own personally is a family car. Other than that, my Forester don't have it. Well, it has an AC, but it works on low. The Subi, that definitely doesn't have AC, nor power steering, nor brakes. Fuck. And then this bad boy obviously is not going to have that either, the EG. But, okay, Royce, I'm going to go back a little bit.
Yeah.
We sidetracked with the SRT4. So the next question is, after we did that, what would you say that the first stage or the second stage?
I'd say the first stage, because it was stock, and then I just went
ham, right?
full send. Yeah, because I got told the car had a lot of gremlins. I didn't like being told that. I didn't know how to go about that situation. As someone that was a tuner, and I reached out, and they say, you got a bunch of gremlins going on. I don't know how you're about to take that. I mean, what are you going to do? So I said, screw it. Let's buy a whole new block and do a whole new build, because get rid of the gremlins. Gremlins kept going.
Yeah. So what he ended up doing after that mishap, we kind of pulled the trigger and said that motor was cashed, right?
Yeah.
So what he ended up doing is getting that motor pulled. Did he sell it local? Or where is that motor? What happened to it? Ryder got it, huh?
Ryder.
Shout out to Ryder. That's the boy right there. All right. So Ryder ended up getting his hands on it. It was traded for work or some bullshit, right? Or was it cashed out?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But anyways, Ryder's a good guy.
He got the homie hookup is all I know.
Ryder's a solid dude. The name says it all.
Yeah.
Literally.
It does.
So, all right, boom. We pulled that complete long block out and turbo and everything. And then what you ended up doing next?
So after that, I kind of sat on it for a while, deciding what I wanted to do. And there was a guy that's somewhat local, a couple hours away from me, that I was pretty hyped on. Kind of get, the fanboy shit going. You know how that is sometimes.
Yeah, it gets the best of us.
It gets the best of us. But I mean, I end up taking the car there to do a whole complete different build. It actually, how do I say it, dramatically changed, because the build I was planned going was just like a stage 4 block. Simple stuff, same turbo setup. And then it got changed to a stage X build, 6870 turbo, port and polished S3 cam with everything was just decked out.
Top to bottom.
So that's where the car ended up getting to on the second step of the build, was getting all that done. The car ended up changing from the factory ECU, to which now the car is on a Haltech 2500. And
so in regards to that Haltech 2500, Cobb came out and said they were going green.
Yes.
So that's Royce and I got panicked out, and we hit up one of the homies, Dan, over at Torque Solution, and he guided us to the right direction from the information from another gentleman that you guys might be familiarized as Baderbilt. So we gathered information from both of them. We ended up acquiring a pair of everything in order to get our cars on Haltech. Royce stuck with Haltech. I unfortunately was like, damn, this shit's gonna be too expensive. Low key regret it though. Low key fucking regret it. But I stayed with Cobb. because there was some stuff that they're able to work around, and I got it taken care of on my end. But Royce stuck with the Helltech, and let me tell you,
It's a game changer.
fuck, it's badass. The anti what is
The anti lag. I mean, it's got a setup on it, so you can have rolling anti lag. So a lot of time with these turbo cars, when you're a bigger turbo setup, you'll have a good waiting period before you get full boost. Well, with the Haltech, you have a little button set up to where you press it, and then it. I don't know exactly how it works. We could probably get into that situation. I'll probably be wrong. I'm just gonna say makes a bunch of fucking pops and bangs. You let go of the button, full power, right then and there. It's pretty dope.
So all right, boom. How did that build when you took it to one of the local guys around a couple hours away from us? How did that ended up working out?
It was a roller coaster. I just wasn't happy with how much money I had put into that process. For what I got back, I was pretty bummed out. Car wasn't running right. A lot of issues. Just
a lot of starting issues. I do recall that. It wouldn't stay on. It would idle and die on its face.
When I got the car back, I had to take the piece of the intercooler piping off the throttle body that comes out where your blow off valve is. I had to take that piece to a guy local to get welded, because this guy put a piece of aluminum piece in, used like a bandsaw, sawzall, some type of
that kid used his goddamn teeth. That's what the fuck it was. He chewed on that fucking
like a beaver.
Oh man, I remember that day, and it was surreal. So on that person's defense, it was actually one of his employees. I don't know if you remember that. It was one of his employees that kind of overtook your build and did it.
Just a bad.
Yeah, ultimately it's still under that person's name, and it kind of still like goes on that. And not to shit on anybody or nothing like that. It's just ultimately there's good experiences and bad experiences with any mechanic shop. You know, sometimes it can be customer based, that they're not happy. The customer is just out from the rip. You know what I'm saying? Or legitimate fucking issues.
Yeah.
Which I honestly, as a friend, would tell you, I would say it's 50-50. Customer, and because I was living in it. I went through it with you. So I saw everything, and then I saw the stuff that I disagreed on, that I didn't like, but then I saw two sides of the coin, you know, in other words.
Yeah.
But ultimately, we got past that hump. And by we, because like I said, I've been through it with him.
Every process.
Through the fucking get-go. And I'm kind of guilty of it too, you know, telling you, like, hey, bro, go right here, go with this guy.
I mean, that's more still 50-50, because like I said in the previously, it's more of I was a fanboy type shit. Yep. And you know, YouTube gets the best of us.
Oh, it's a motherfucker. But all right, boom. So he finished that, and then talk to me, Royce, what you ended up doing after you got over that speed bump with the other shop.
So after that whole situation, I wasn't gonna give up. The car, I still wanted to get the car done and to where it was at. So I ended up calling English Racing. They're out of Camas, Washington. And I called them up. They were kind of iffy about taking the build because it was previously built by another shop. So they're kind of iffy about the situation. So they said they went ahead and said bring the car. So I brought the car up to them. Mind you, this was still dealing with Cobb, and they didn't want to have the car because of being on Cobb. But when I told them that the car was on Haltech, they let me bring it up there. They worked on it for a while, and as time went by, the more news I got from them about the motor just kept leading down a messed up hill. It was just one thing after another.
Bunch of gremlins.
I can get this fixed. We'll send this out. This is too bad. It was just to the point where I was back to wanting to do a whole nother build again
from scratch.
And that's not what I wanted to do, but with English Racing basically saying that with the whole new build, with them doing it, they'd be warranting the build. IAG would be warranting the motor. It just seemed like something that was a better situation than what I had previously had gone through, and losing out the whole thing on the other build.
So that you lost out what, roughly 20?
Roughly 20, yeah.
And that's 20,000.
Yeah.
$20,000.
There was nothing I could really do about it because, I mean, yeah, that's a whole nother topic.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get too into it. So they got it, and they told you the spiral fucking effect. So what you ended up telling them? Mind you, this is Black Friday, kind of November of last year.
Yeah, we were getting close to that Black Friday deal, and I had my eyes on a couple things. I actually had my eyes on the 750 block from IAG. Just a simple, don't want to go crazy no more. Just want to drive the car now, because it's been, at that time, it's been almost like 3 years. Mind you, the 3,500 miles I got to put on the car, the first build was cool and all. There's a limiter. You can only go so fast.
4,000 RPM.
It's really not that fun to drive the car. So that's the most driving experience I got out of the car. And I had talked to them, and they told me that what they thought would be best and what I wanted to do would be the IAG 1150 long block. So I started looking into it, seeing that what they originally wanted for the price of the long block and then what the Black Friday deal was honestly too good to be true. So I swung for the fences and I bought it.
He swung hard.
I ended up having them ship the long block to English Racing, where the car was currently at. And I mean, it wasn't that long after they got the motor was put in and everything, and then we hit another slope. Brand new turbo 6870 decided to lose a seal or something and started pushing oil out the turbo. Now, mind you, car's almost done. It's been roughly, what was like a year since the car was dropped off at English Racing. Not because of them, but because of me being broke of the other previous build and not have enough funds to do it.
So before you get any further, Royce, what do you do for a living?
I am a concrete finisher, construction, concrete. That's what I do. And on the side, I detail cars, trucks, SUVs, boats, RVs,
and hose.
Whatever you got.
He'll polish that bitch.
Whatever you got.
So, do you have kids? Do you have wife?
So I have a wife. We've been together since high school. It's been a long time. We had a baby girl when I was 16. She's 10 this year. And then we got we got the youngest. She's 6, and I mean, yeah, just 2 kids, and that's it. No more kids. More race car parts, you know?
Hell yeah. Shout out to Emily if you watch this. He does love you, trust me. He does love you. So with that being said, bro, I know in the past, after all this has been going on, you were adamant that you wanted to sell this fucking car.
Yeah.
You were so pissed, like, I'm done with it. I'm just throwing bags of money at this car. Do you remember what I told you? Because when I met you, this is something that you told me, and I brought it up to you again because trust me, bro, I didn't forget, because there's a lot of things I do forget, but this one stuck to me for the time frame, you know. And what did I tell you? Why do you have this car, and why did you continue to build it?
So the whole thing about this car, my grandpa had passed away a couple years back, and he never really got to see the car after the first build. It's kind of been one of those things that's kind of sucks, because he liked the car. I wanted to give him a ride in the car, you know, family shit. And that didn't happen. Car's been on the verge of just never running, always having a problem or an issue or something just wasn't working.
More money.
Yeah, and so that, and then I had a family relative that was really close to me. He ended up passing away.
Good guy. I met him.
Yeah, he helped out a lot in this car.
So that's who I brought up earlier. When I met him, it was him and this gentleman, Lonnie. Him and Lonnie were. This guy would be, hey, let me get a dab or smoke a joint, and they'll just go to town on this car. This guy will be huffing and puffing, but he was knee deep in this car, and I mean, there's a lot of sentimental value with this car. It's not the dollar bills, bro. Like, and I've told you that from the when you're like, I'm gonna sell it. I'm like, hey, bro, remember why and what this car has been through and who has been through. So I'm pretty glad that you said, fuck, I'm keeping this.
Yeah, it's been a rough journey, but now that the car is done and everything's here, it's kind of a good thing that I don't have that feeling that I want to sell the car no more.
I'm glad. I'm honestly, sincerely glad that you don't have that feeling. My car, on the other hand, I'm gonna post that shit up. You guys can fly it. You guys, it's gonna be posted up for sale. Okay,
50 bands.
I don't know about 50, maybe about like 40.
Hey, they could do you down.
I want to move to Texas. Ultimately, that's the end goal for me and my family. But I mean, I've been always yapping in your ear about that shit, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah.
But anyways, so boom, they got it. The car's done. Tell me, what's the numbers? Talk to me. What kind of clutch do you have in it? Do you have anything with the drivetrain?
Yeah, so we'll start there. I mean, like I said, the motor is off. I mean, you call IAG and get the same motor.
Long block.
Same long block. Fully, everything's ready to go. It's an IAG 1150 long block. It's rated for 1150 horsepower. The turbo kit on this car, I got rid of the 6870, went to the next gen 6466.
Which you would think it's a downgrade. You would think
I was thinking that, and I was kind of iffy about it, but seeing what the rating was for that turbo kind of threw me off guard. There wasn't much videos about the turbo kit. There was one with a Supra that they did the Gen 2 and the Gen 3, or the next gen. So there wasn't much of a feel out there for me to see what they could do for the STIs. And I said, fuck it. I bought it. And so that turbo kit's in the car. Drivetrain, I mean, stock transmission. It's got a Exedi triple disc clutch in it. The DSS, what is it? The stage 4? They're like 950 horsepower rated axles.
Yeah, the rear. And then what do you have in the front?
The fronts are 1,000, I think. I think they were 1,000.
Yeah.
Or 11. I think they're 1,000. Could be wrong.
Give or take.
Give or take, yeah.
What about your drive shaft?
So the drive shaft is a DSS carbon drive shaft. This is actually the second drive shaft.
It is the second. Yep.
The first one, I don't know if it could be multiple things.
Yeah.
I honestly think what the guy had said had happened was probably what it was. I don't think nothing happened.
It fit the description though, because of your exhaust and
the guy
was sitting.
The shop that I took the car to, okay, it wasn't a performance shop that I did the exhaust work. I had them put mufflers in the car because where we're at, cops are just, they're crazy for us, man. They don't like us. So I had 2 vibrant mufflers.
Hold on. Time out. They don't like who? The car or the white people?
All of them. All of it.
They see a redheaded guy.
They see my ass. They're like, "Hey, get that
bitch. Boy." Nah, it was just the car was super loud, bro. It was fucking bad.
It was a full 3-inch exhaust with the Gymkhana tailpipe on the end. So it was
the Crawford one, right?
It would, yeah, yep. It would echo. It would echo.
That shit will hit.
Not good for. I mean, if you want to be loud and shit, yeah, it's perfect. but it was just for where I'm at, not something I wanted to go with. But other than that, I mean, it's got the same brake setup on the car,
The OEM.
the OEM brake setup, factory wheels.
What kind of tires?
The tires on the car are Toyo 888s, 245. What, 245?
Nah, it's 255/40, bro.
255s, and they spin them. That's pretty sick.
I mean, bro, like it's a badass build, bro.
It's fun.
I can honestly say we have, or you have, one of the most sleeper fucking Subies here in this area, and we're in the Yakima Valley. If you guys didn't know by now, straight sleeper. You see it, you'll be like, this guy, typical hot Subi boy. You know what I'm saying? Vaping, hit the vape, Royce. Salute, motherfucker.
Yeah, bro. It's basically.
Hit
I wanted
that shit.
This guy.
If you can't do a cheers and not take a hit,
I really think you're gonna hit it. Fuck.
oh, yeah, I've been hitting it. So the whole point is to be normal. You know what I mean? Like if we're having a basic ass conversation, and this is a little odd for Royce because it is his first time recording and all that shit. So
I don't like this shit.
He was nervous. He's still nervous right now, even though we're just.
I'll be the guy holding the camera, but being behind the camera, nah, I'm good.
But other than that, bro, how do you feel about your car? You like it? You love it? I mean, are you in love with it? What's popping? Talk to me.
Nah, I like it. I mean, English, they did a phenomenal job with the build. It's
communication too. It's awesome.
It's more than I ever thought it was going to be. After having it for a while, I can understand why the people say it's never enough. It's not enough.
Who told you that?
Hella people. You're one of them. Mainly the one, but I see it a lot out there, and I can see and understand why. It makes a lot, and it's fun.
How much horsepower does it make?
So currently on 35 pounds, it's making 756 horsepower on E85. And just give or take, to show in perspective of how good the Gen 3 or the next gen turbo is, on 32 pounds, it made 680. And at 35 pounds, it made 752. So that's pretty wild for 3 pounds of boost.
And in comparison with the turbo that I have, bro, this is boom.
It's quick. It's quick.
Boom, let's get it. Boom, let's go.
The bike I raced, I didn't get a chance to get that quickness. I had to, be old school, wait for that turbo, but it's a good turbo setup.
So the other day, he went out for a drive, / hunting. He went prowling out there to see if he catch anything out there in our area. And unfortunately, he didn't get what he wanted, but he did get a bike. But that bike, keep in mind, we're not 100% sure, right? You told me we can't confirm nor deny.
I can't confirm exactly. I want to. It was a CBR, but the 600 and the 1000s almost look similar when you buy them new. And then he didn't have like the rear. He still had all the fairings and stuff on it from factory and shit like that. And so I'm not sure exactly if it was a 600 or 1000, but it was.
That shit's dope, bro. I saw the clip, and hopefully I could get it off him so I could kind of add it. Just keep in mind, they're already going, how much? You guys were going, what, 60?
So we started roughly around 60, 65, yeah.
So it was a 160 to 130 or 60 to 140?
I'm going to say 60 to 140 because when I let off...
You weren't even looking, huh?
I wasn't even looking. I just hit the next gear, and yeah, it was wild.
Just so they could know, are you afraid to catch a lane?
Hell no.
There you go, guys.
So, digs, rolls, whatever you want to do, let's do it.
So there it is. Throwing it out there. So bro, the time that you've had the car, who have you given it right to? You told me a story, and that shit got me rolling, bro. And I have to bring it up.
So, I mean, I've given a handful of people who ride in the car.
His family mostly.
Well, mainly the people that never got a chance to ride in the car before it went down its roller coaster ride. Giving them all rides in the car, getting them to let them fill it out. There was two that was pretty funny though. One was my brother-in-law. That was the first funny event. I wish I had the whole camera set up like I do now. I had pulled off. I have left my house, pulled down a road, turned around, and it's kind of a, what do you call those? Like a cul-de-sac turnaround.
Cul-de-sac, yep.
Flipped around, started coming back, tipped into it. Probably seemed like 6 pounds, and he was kind of tripping out, and he was laughing. And I said, "That's just 6 pounds." I go, "You haven't felt nothing yet." Waited, went down the road, started getting out farther away from town, and hit the little rolling anti-lag, and fucking, he was holding the camera too, and the camera and everything just went back, and he was surprised. He was surprised. The second funny one was my dad. I took him out, and
mind you, this.
Yeah,
Dad
I shouldn't have been doing that with the guy in the car. I feel fucked up every time I hear it.
Your dad has what is it?
He had neck surgery, spinal surgery, knee surgery. He's had a lot of shit done to him.
So took him out on a test drive.
I mean, he's walking around, moving around.
He can still get it.
So I threw his ass in the car, so let's go for a ride. Took his buddy along with him too. Put him in the back seat. We went
full interior, right?
Full disclosure. So full interior,
seat belts and everything.
Yeah, everything like factory. AC, power steering, everything like factory, just without the monster setup.
There you go, throwing the fucking AC again. God damn.
The funny thing, dude, I haven't even used it yet.
You haven't tried it?
Hell no.
Oh shit.
I don't know why.
Fuck it, why?
Race car.
Yep, that's why.
But that's not what I tell the wife.
Oh, we could go on date night. All right. You took Pops and his friend, and what happened?
All right, so we went out, and I did a rolling anti-lag hit for them so they can see what that was about. After I had done the hit, I think it was a 30-mile-an-hour roll, probably roughly, I don't know, it was like 4,000 RPMs. I hit the button. I had told him too, when you see me hit that button and you feel the car lean forward, lean back, because I'm not trying to break my dad's neck. You know, that's fucked up.
It's already broken.
Yeah, so he braced himself. I let go of the button. There is like a second delay or so when you let off the button, and I already had looked over and he was braced himself up. Made second to third. I put it into fourth and I let out of it roughly a couple seconds when I had put it into fourth. When I let out of it, I had looked over and he was shaking. His legs were shaking. He couldn't speak.
That fucking adrenaline, bro.
I felt bad. And I looked over and I said, "You all right?" And he was stumbling on the words. But long story short, he loved it. He doesn't get a chance to experience that shit a lot. So when he does, it gets him good. The buddy in the back seat said, "You'll never feel any V8 power like that." His words, not mine.
Shots fired.
True V8 owner right there. So got him like this Japanese car, man. That's pretty dope.
All-wheel drive, baby.
Then after the rolling anti-lag, it wasn't enough. I looked over at my dad. He wasn't really shaking as bad. I said, let's try launching the car. Brace yourself for this one. So I pulled off to a different road, stopped the car, had the car in first gear, pulled e-brake up, got the launch control going, straight, let off of it, and the car just spun the tires. I'm still new to the setup. I'm not a big fan of having the RPMs bouncing off the fucking rev limiter. I don't want to see my car back at the shop. I want to enjoy the car. So my ass went to go shift. Car went bleh. Didn't like it. So then after second gear came back alive, I just let out of it. I'm over here making my dad fucking bounce back and forth.
He's gonna need that neck brace again, bro.
I felt bad. He liked it. He was good.
And no bullshit aside though, bro. It's funny because I know I met your dad a handful of times, and like even I met your grandma, and they're like, "Oh, take care of my boy, take care of him." And that's why I'm just saying, like, your pops seems like a cool guy. Last time I saw him, he had a neck brace, super stiff, walking super straight. And then when you told me that story, bro, I was fucking rolling, bro. I was like, God, you broke his shit. But
it was a good time. But you got to experience it. So if this car ever did take a shit and it's down for a while, you got to enjoy it, got to experience it. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. So we're trying to do a lot of things. We're trying to bring this channel up. We're trying to elevate from where we're at. It's a little harder, but what do you want to do in the future, Royce? Like, what is your plan? As a person, as a car guy, what are you planning to do? You know what I'm saying? Because I want to progress this channel. Here, I want to do interviews. I want to talk to friends, street racers, people that recommend me. Hey, bro, fucking put me on the channel. Let's have a conversation. You know, this is my car. And it could be from a Honda, a Subi, a muscle car, a lowrider car, a Suelo.
Any V8 owners that got offended by the guy's comment, I want a turboed V8. So just put that out there.
Yes, me and Royce have talked for hours, just fucking plotting on getting a Fox body, throwing the LS, doing this, doing that, this cheap power. Haven't we talked about that shit?
All the time.
Hey, who knows? Might be a fucking project for us. Just we go half in a straight up race car and race the shit out of that.
Yeah, it'd be pretty fun.
Because we even talked about building a Honda and building it and making it our car, you know, going half and going to town like for us, you know what I'm saying? So, but Royce, let me ask you, what's your plan? Talk to me.
For the car?
In general.
In general, before I mess with the car anymore, I need to, you know, set life straight, set the kids and the wife up, get a better house, better shop. Mainly, I mean, the house is cool and all, but as a car guy, we need a better shop.
Fuck the house, shop.
We can live in the shop. it's
bro, and before we go any further on that one, thank you for allowing me to do this type of stuff here, allowing me to work on my cars, because it's not just this one. You allowed me to work on my family car, my Subi, my other Subi. I mean, without this guy allowing me to do this, I don't know. I'll be doing it in a fucking one-car garage where it's illegal to do.
Yeah, that's just annoying right there. You should, if you buy the place or rent the place, you should be able to use it to however, as long as you keep it clean, whatever. But you should be able to use your shit.
I agree. So sorry to cut you off, brother. So that's your plan. You know, set the family up, get them their house, set yourself up, get yourself a shop. I know you mentioned you want